internal squabbles appear to be emerging as the EFF's elective conference draws closer. Limpopo Student Command member Yong EFF was shown the door after his heated exchange with EFF leader Julius Malema on the social media platform X. This is understood to be over the leadership nominations. The Expelled member joining us now for an
Oh, well, good morning, good day, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. In today's video, we are just gonna, I just want to make this video to be very quick as much as I can, because I just want to talk about this thing that is happening on the EFF. A guy has just been expelled under 24 hours. He's been expelled. A guy from one of the student command branches has been expelled by Julius Malema. Apparently, he posted a tweet that was challenging the notion or the narrative that Malema was trying to plot to place another guy for the deputy position, and then while other people are endorsing Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. And what happened also is that there was an agreement between the EFF that campaigning must be done at branches. But now when this guy began to see Malema pushing this guy, who is his name? I'm just gonna put his name here. And after that, this guy is seeing this post and then is concluding that Julius Malema is endorsing this person, and we as a youth of EFF, we do not agree with this. Okay, in fact, let us just bring the video in where he is explaining himself what was the reason that it propels him to do that, and we'll come back and comment on it. Hi, welcome to my channel, Let's Talk Africa. I am your host here, Mascolentila. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I hope that you are having a good day, you and your family. Please make sure that you like and you subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit a notification bell so that whenever we're uploading a new video in this channel, you will be the first person to be notified. Thank you very much. Don't forget to comment. After the after you watch the video. Don't forget to comment. Thank you very much. Continue to watch.
You're watching News at Prime. Let's get into this conversation now. Internal squabbles appear to be emerging as the EFF's elective conference draws closer. Limpopo Student Command member Yong EFF was shown the door after his heated exchange with EFF leader Julius Malema on the social media platform X. This is understood to be over the leadership nominations. The Expelled member joining us now for an understanding of exactly what happened. Mr. Mpahlele, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. Before we get into the nub of the conversation, I just want for us to give the viewers the context, and I'm going to ask my team to put up the tweet that is supposedly the one that was put up by yourself, and the understanding, first of all, I just want to get from you whether the Twitter handle, or in this instance is now called X, is the handle at Absolute Khanki your X handle?
Absolutely.
Okay, and based on that, therefore, I think the print on the screen there might be a little too small for the viewers to read, and so I'm going to read directly from my phone so that they are able to understand exactly what was written in that tweet. You say, and I quote, "CIC Julius Malema is not a National People's Assembly superdelegate. He must not dare try to impose Godrich Gadi as the EFF deputy president. We don't want Godrich Gadi. We want Mbuyiseni Ndlozi as branches. Julius and all his deployees must not dare start a war with branches. War is a very difficult thing." What made you write these words on that post?
What made me write these words is the fact that, and by the way, thanks very much for having us, and I'm glad you are better than the journalist of Face of the Nation. What made me write these words is because of the fact that the NPG guidelines came out, and they were very clear to us to say, comrades, go and campaign at branches. Avoid this thing of campaigning on social media. We are going to end up fighting, and that thing is going to make it appear as if we are fighting in the party.
Yeah.
People are going to use internal divisions of the party, and things will be going to media. You'll have media houses using those again, you'll have GNU media houses using those divisions as if, or portraying it as if the party is divided. So let's campaign at branches. Okay, it's fine. We get surprised. The provincial chairperson of Mpumalanga, Komisar Colin Sidibe, pronounces Godrej Gandhi. He says Pagama, to say rise. This is rise in politics. And where you do rise, you rise up. If you're in the standing committee, you must go to the executive. If you're away, you must just go up. Okay, we ask ourselves, what kind of, isn't this violation of NPA guidelines? Komisar Mpulile Godinga post the same man. There's one of a member of parliament, Sifolile, post that chap. Yeah, he says, hear me out. What must we hear out? It's a campaign mood. We say we must hear that you are on the side of Godrej, because there are 3 comrades who are rumored to be standing for deputy president. It's Komisar Vuyani, Komisar Mbuyiseni, and Komisar Godrej. So the problem that we had is that the commander-in-chief now is reposting or retweeting all those posts. Right. And we see that thing as an endorsement.
And
we see it as an endorsement.
Okay, all right. And so this is why you decided to go and mention his name in this way on social media. He then responds and says, in 3 words, try me, boys. That was his response
Absolutely.
To your tweet. What happened from that point on?
I took that response as a manner of saying, here now either we're being silenced, we're being silenced now. So we have 2 options, to submit to the will of God or to fight. And we're not going to submit. We fought. And with our responses, we said, we're very clear, and we meant every word we said. If there is anyone in this world who thinks they are powerful, they are not. They are lying to themselves. If they think they cannot be touched, they are lying. Some of us are still on our way and we're going to touch them. We're very young and we're patient with ourselves. In the land, washu uNdlozi kubalandeli bakhe wathi sohlangana nge-NPA, which translates to say it's a long journey that we're traveling. Mbuyiseni said to his followers that we'll meet at the NPA. So that's what I said. Immediately after that, things went absolutely south. I received a love letter from the EFF Students Command.
And that letter, what did it say? All right, Mr. Mphahlele is frozen at the moment, and I'm hoping that he is going to be able to reconnect, and we'll try and get him back. But the sum total of what he's told us so far is that that love letter, as he puts it, was essentially the letter that got him expelled. Okay, he is back. You're back, Mr. Mphahlele, and you say that you received a love letter from that point on. What were the exact reasons for your expulsion? Because surely due process has got to be followed. All of this happened overnight, and the very next day you are expelled. What was the due process?
Last night at 11 o'clock in the evening, 11:30.
You got expelled at 11:30 in the evening?
Yeah.
What is the reasoning on the letter? Does it go into any detail?
Yeah, it talks about me putting the organization into disrepute, defining myself outside the organization, disrespecting the leadership, all those sort of things.
When you look at what has happened to you, do you believe that independent thought and freedom of expression is something that is encouraged in the EFF, or do you believe that there is no internal democracy, as some parties would claim?
I would say what they're trying to put up a situation where they say all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
And so when you go up against the leader of the party, Mr. Julius Malema, what essentially happens to you is exactly what you got in the form of a love letter. Is that a party you still want to belong to?
I made it clear when I released a statement to say I'm not going to appeal it, because now it's clear that the leadership of the party, it's obvious that the commander-in-chief is going to get a third term uncontested. And if he's leading that party, it means he knows about the situation and he takes those things as direct undermining of his authority. I don't want to see, I'm not going to appeal for those reasons, because it's clear that I'm not welcome.
If he is going to emerge unchallenged, do you believe...
He is.
Do you believe that there will ever be anyone who can contest him unless and until he says he's ready to leave the position?
At some point when Comrade Floyd was still there, we thought of him. Now he left. And our pronouncement for Komisar Mbuyiseni, we see it as a well-thought pronouncement, because as visionaries, we must think of the future. To say, okay, Komisar Mbuyiseni is younger than Comrade Julius. If he is the deputy president, he is surely the future, because the youth are always, the young people are the future. If you are saying Godrej who's older than Julius, and he must be the deputy president, when Julius retires or gets contested, him is going to surely be contested by the deputy president, which does not set a very, very good precedence. And especially if we are saying the EFF is a party that appeals to the youth.
So it's clear that you see Mbuyiseni Ndlozi as someone that the youth in the party should look up to, because, as you put it, he is young. If you believe that Mr. Malema has a direct interest in Mr. Ndlozi, possibly, and I'm very careful with my words, if you believe that Mr. Malema believes that Mr. Ndlozi is not ready to be the deputy leader of the party, is there a future for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi inside the EFF?
I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, because one thing that I can tell is that rumors on the ground have it that the reason why Comrade Julius is not preferring Kommissar Mbuyiseni is simply because, remember, if the formation of the EFF at the founding table, the likes of Abu Kommissar Mbuyiseni, they were brought by former members like Floyd, Shivambu, and Andile Mzitama, who were both schoolmates of Comrade Mbuyiseni at vets. So he feels like Mbuyiseni is having a split loyalty. He might jump ship, so it's better to guard the revolution with people he's sure with, that no matter what, with all trials and tribulations, they're not going to jump ship. So, I don't know. It will depend on his loyalties, where his loyalties lie. Because another thing that they say is that you cannot count on someone who's not with us spiritually, or his soul is already out. He already wants to leave. When the party's been attacked, he doesn't defend. Those are the arguments on the ground.
Is that something that you have heard Mr. Malema vocalize, that Mr. Ndlozi spiritually is not with the party?
No, that one is what I had comrades saying on the ground when we're busy campaigning with branches.
If, as matters stand, there is going to be this kind of treatment of members, is there internal democracy in the EFF? Perhaps as a final thought from you.
Myself, when I was still in the party, I was able to express myself, and I was someone who was promoting internal democracy. But because the EFF is joined, and the Students' Command, especially because I belong there most of the time, is joined by people who are just new to politics. Lack of political education in the party. They must have what the Chinese Communist Party calls central party schools, which is a subdivision for political education, so that they can be able to express themselves. Because some are even scared of expressing themselves, because when they do, they feel like, hey, what if here I fumble? What if those things, embarrassment? So as revolutionaries, we've already passed through that stage, and at a very, very quick pace, because we always knew we wanted to enter politics. The question of internal democracy.
Yes, please conclude your thought.
The question of internal democracy is something that we said political education is the future that must guide us towards the struggle of economic freedom in a lifetime, because we must be able to ideologically, systematically, intellectually, and politically make our views known. And this can only be through the deepening of political education.
As you say, you were a member of the EFF Student Command. You are at a university right now. There are young people who are being voted into the ranks of the EFF in a number of higher education institutions. Those young people, when they look at what has happened to you, what do you think they are thinking about the party and how it treats its membership, particularly the young?
Well, they're disappointed, because in the majority they say, leader, it's just that we know what we have joined. We're with you, but there is nothing we can do. That's what they said. Others are just calling for a mass exodus, which is something that I'm not for, but it's something that is happening.
Yeah.
Leaders from respective branches all over the country have reached out to me, all provinces so far already, to say, Bashele, we see what is happening. We're in solidarity, my brother. It's just that there is nothing we can do, but we're in solidarity. And others are even showing the solidarity there on social media to say, but the situation of Hangi was very, very extreme. Those who are saying, those others are saying, yes, he might have went too hard, but he's a young boy who must just simply be taught, be appreciated, be guided accordingly, to say, Chief, this is how we conduct affairs.
And you have clearly said that you are not going to appeal the decision, which means that
absolutely,
which means that you are resigned to the fact that you're no longer part of the EFF. Do you plan to go to any other political party? Might you join another party anytime soon?
I don't know how soon I'll join a new party, but one thing that I can tell you for free is that 4 parties have engaged us already. In the SACP, the MK Party, the ANC, and the DA. What we can say is that the DA is, for us as revolutionaries, is a no-go area. We would be selling out the revolution if we join the DA.
Thank you very much for your time, Khanki Mpahlele. He is expelled from the EFF, and it's all because of a very public argument between himself and the leader of the party, and it's to do with the preference of who should occupy the position of deputy president.
Okay, well, you see that on the video, that how he put his story, and then it gives me like a vibe that Julius Malema is someone who is afraid of himself. Why do I'm saying that is someone who's afraid of himself? Because he is beginning to see too much of himself to the young people that he is leading. And then that thing, it terrifies him when he see that. I think it is the biggest fear of Julius Malema, because the way that I'm looking at a distance, I'm looking that Malema is trying to build a monarch where his word will not be challenged, because his comment was to say, try me, boys. Why does it say try me, boys? And then it shows that the strength behind the words, you see. And then the guy was just being expelled because it just said that he is bringing a division to the party. But I do not think so that he was bringing division to the party. He was bringing a challenge to Malema, and Malema did not like the challenge that the boy was bringing. Because why it does not like? Because he could see himself. You see, because you know that Malema challenged a lot of leaders during the time he was in ANC Youth League. Because it is the same thing that he is seeing here. He is seeing himself, and then he is afraid that, hey, these boys are going to overtake me. You see, and within 24 hours or 10 hours, the guy was just expelled. I think that in EFF, there is no democracy. It's only a monarchy system where Malema will be always on top, where Malema will be always the ruling party of, I think he is Mugabe of the EFF. You see, I do not think that in his mind, because remember his dream, he wanted to be the president of South Africa. So he can't be the president of South Africa if he is not in leadership of EFF. You see, so that is his dream. And then these young people are challenging him so hard, and that's what makes him to be afraid. Please make sure that you like and you subscribe. Tell me what you think about EFF leadership, because they are about to go to their elections now, their internal elections for new leadership for 2026, and we are going to see or go to what is going to happen there. We're going to see, because you know what, EFF need to be strong. But remember that EFF has lost many of the strong soldiers. You see, EFF has lost many of the strong soldiers. Listen, Shivambo and Mkwebana and the other people have resigned from the EFF. You see, so why? And then there is a PA and another side, and the PA is coming for the flash to EFF, for EFF. The PA is trying to make its own voice to be heard also. I think it is also another version of EFF. You see, the leader Katie McKenzie and Julius Malema, they are like other leaders. You see, so I don't know what is going to happen, but I think that it was uncalled for to expel this guy without even calling him to disciplinary hearing. You see, just by challenging Julius Malema, you will be expelled from the party. Is that a party that has values of freedom and democracy? What kind of party is that? Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video. Thank you.